Welcome to the party, pal!
Coming up on the Wise Guy Sports Show, we're joined by the Sporting Sith John Rice to look at the NBA and NHL Conference Finals, and we pay tribute to an auto racing legend. All that in the Wisey Translator as we celebrate episode 150 next.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 150 of the Wise Guy Sports Show here on the Wise Guys YouTube channel. I am one of your hosts. I am the Big Rican on Sports, Mike Martinez, and without any further ado, I'm going to bring in the technical genius that almost had me spit out my drink just now with the intro there, Mr. Jim Cornetti, JC Blue Note. James, a gimmick that started with me badgering the piss out of you to come on Big Rican on Sports has turned into 150 of the most anticipated hours of my life over the past several years. And I am so pumped that we're able to do this. And then you had to pull out. I see you fixed the Scissor Me Daddy.
Well, not on the soundboard, but I still had the original audio clip. So, I mean, that's going to be resolved by the time we're back on the air in 2 weeks.
That's amazing. And you did say it in the teaser. I love the teaser, by the way. I love the teaser in the cold open. But we are going to bring in the third member of the group tonight, the Hall of Famer, the first ever human member of the Wisey Hall of Fame, Mr. John Rice, the Sporting Sith. And John, I give him too much time on his hands with shit, and that intro is what happens.
I was surprised when I heard the voice over in there. I was like, "Wow, okay, we're getting serious now."
With the pre-recorded, we're actually going to start doing that week in and week out, giving like the synopsis there, and then go into the different segments.
I like it a lot.
Just that now we have John McClain on the soundboard.
We
the welcome to the party, pal.
We tried the voiceover and it just didn't work about a month ago. I think I figured out a workaround with it.
Yeah, right. And then it's also the intro, the new intro music, dude. When he played did you see the draft show at all?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I think I was actually working that night.
So the draft show opens with me saying, "Bobby, the draft is coming up. Who do you think's going to mess up?" He goes, "I don't know, the Browns." And then it goes into that goth girl thing. "Wake up, bitch!" And
I have it. I actually can upload it here
in
a minute.
Play it when you get there. So here we are, 150 episodes in. Wow. It's unbelievable. And as I mentioned, John, the whole thing started like you were on Big Rican, of course, when we did the college football stuff, but I had been after him for like a year. Hey,
that's crazy.
Coming up. Who's gonna mess up?
The Browns. Wake up, bitch!
Oh my God.
And then the
So
music
full,
just plays for about another minute, just as a lead in.
so full disclosure, that was when Bobby was eating chicken McNuggets in the back of the car on the way back from New York.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That is awesome. But I'll tell you what though, he couldn't have swung and missed any harder though.
He couldn't have, but honestly,
I thought the Browns had an amazing draft.
They did, but we were trying to build on mine and yours moment of the year from last year.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, what do you think they're gonna do?
Dude. I think between that and the oyster shucker and the oyster catchers were the two moments of the year last year. Oh, he's drinking.
We drove him to drink, huh?
I mean,
I've been working on that for years
0%,
now.
But I am a fancy bitch.
Stella.
Oh my gosh. No, so
how I'm a fancy bitch. I actually had to pull out the bottle opener.
Wow.
I use my wedding band's titanium, so I can do it like that. And if I don't have that, there was a story about Bud Light girls in a bottle opener that I won't go into online.
My hands belong to a man, so I just open it.
These aren't twist offs.
Oh, I'll still twist it off. I'll get it off.
Thank you, Bruce Banner. Can we move on, please?
Guys, I do have some sporting news to bring to the table, though.
Ooh.
Yeah, just a couple weeks ago. Well, a few things. Since December, I finished the last football season at a whopping 265 pounds, which was probably the biggest I've ever been in my life. I weighed in yesterday morning at 216. So I've lost nearly 50 pounds. I feel great. I've been doing amazing. I've gone to a couple clinics, a couple spring games, and I signed my first ever contract a couple weeks ago for the COC in the Missouri Valley and the MAC. So hopefully I'll be working. Yeah, so hopefully I'll be working some COC games and some MAC games, and I will definitely keep you guys posted as far as what type of schedule I may receive. So, yeah. So, and here I am pounding down a Jamocha shake from Arby's. So.
Listen, cheat day is a real thing.
But yeah, so there's that's happening in my life right now. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. So very blessed, very pumped.
That's amazing. So as Jim mentioned when we were off the air, guys, we no longer have the hat trick lead in, especially with us doing the pre-recorded episodes 99% of the time now. I think in 2026 we've had 3 live shows: the Wisies, this, and the draft. So it's been a while. So Jim, we had a couple of topics we wanted to go over. I want to save the Kyle Busch thing till last before we go into the translator.
Yeah.
But you want to start with me wanting to drive to Madison Square Garden and choke slam someone? Or do you want to start with what Shador said to Deshaun Watson at OTAs the other day?
What? Well,
whatever you want to do, dude.
I mean, it is the holiday weekend, so, the 3 of us are together. I mean, I guess, the best way I can actually put this is
come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
You asshole. So so we're going sarcastic. Let's start with what Shador said to Deshaun Watson at OTAs the other day.
Was this legit?
So
was this legit? Because
no.
I was gonna say there's so much. There's so much on the internet that is just such BS. It's like I don't know. I don't really think like this. I don't believe this happened.
Past him?
You would have heard a hell of a lot more than that.
That's true.
There would have been a lot more behind the whole thing. I don't know. Just the fact that there's so much that is said, and I'm giving you guys a behind the scenes look at somebody who's on the field during games. There is so much stuff that is said in practice, on games, and it's between two people and two people only. If something like that happened during a practice on the field, I can promise you that nobody else knew about it. If it actually happened.
Because you also
I
would have
needed to
heard,
have happened.
well, you also would have actually heard a constant stream of questions being asked of Todd Monken, after today's practice.
Especially coming off a
That's
day where he called the quarterbacks dumbasses basically for throwing interceptions in
on
7-on-7.
yeah.
So it's like, so this guy has no problem calling somebody out. So with that being
by the
said,
way-
there would have been a lot more to this.
And by the way, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
I think Tony Rizzo said it best, or no, it wasn't Rizzo. It was somebody else. It might have been Andy Baskin that said, I love when coaches win the press conference, but in this town, we're kind of over winning the press conference. Let's go out and win some games. And by the way, big shout out to Uncle Rizzo, who returned to the air this week, 2 weeks after having a massive heart attack.
Tony Rizzo?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't. How did I not hear that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We all thought he was out sick because I watch. John, you're usually at work by then. Riz does his own hour-long show, just him and his phone screener on YouTube an hour before the really big show starts.
Okay.
Now, for about the last 4 or 5 months, Mike was on the phone with me. He let out, after game one, he let out a 3.5 second fuck.
Oh my gosh, really?
And now, mind you,
Wow.
I've been listening to Tony Rizzo for over 30 years. You guys obviously longer because you've lived out there the whole time. Hearing Uncle Rizzo drop an F-bomb is something I needed in my life.
Yeah. And if he's going to do that on YouTube, he has free reign to say whatever he wants.
It's beautiful. I need him to rip Ken Carmen a new asshole on YouTube one of these days, though, too, because he's
I
been annoying.
cannot stand him. I'm getting so sick and tired of the same antics from him over and over and over. He's just running the same record.
When I listen to Cleveland sports radio, I have three people that I clown on social media. I clown Anthony Lima because he's got to be the dumbest motherfucker on the airwaves. I clown Ken Carmen because he just reminds me of like Hamilton Porter as a aged out wrestler. And I clown Aaron Goldhammer by seriously saying every time he says something stupid, dude, go to fuck back to Denver. Would you please?
Yep. And it's like, how long has he been here? How long has he been doing radio in Cleveland? And he's still, well, when I was in Denver, it's like, okay, well, go back. Because nobody wants to hear about that anymore.
20 years almost.
Close to it. And he still brings it up.
I be proud of where you're from.
I understand. No, I don't have a problem with that.
Still.
I don't have a problem with being proud of where you're from. But it's kind of like, what's his now I can't think of his name. He played for UCLA, played in the NBA. He had like a couple kids. Yeah, Walton. Same thing. Oh, back when I played, it's like, dude, you played in UCLA and you played on a good team. Yes, great. But it's not like, come on, it's not like you were LeBron James or Kobe Bryant in the NBA. Come on. And back when I played, everything is back when I played, or when I did this, and it's like, okay, nobody wants to hear about you. No, barely anybody even knows who you are unless you're on the radio or the TV.
True. Now, just side note, speaking of old-time NBA players, did you see how Shaquille O'Neal was introduced at his master's degree graduation at LSU?
No. Please tell me you got it.
Shaquille, I hate Charles Barkley O'Neal.
Oh, my God. That's hilarious. Oh, my gosh. That's awesome.
I mean, come on. Chuck's catching strays at Shaq's because he's got like 5 college degrees now.
Wow.
He got his master's in something from LSU. Obviously, it's where he went, but like his first master's and his PhD are from the University of Phoenix.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just Shaq and 5 degrees don't really jive with the brain yet.
One more, he could be Kevin Bacon.
Jesus fucking Christ, James.
Everything goes back to bacon.
It really does. So since we opened with me trying to find out if that was, I have to send you the Jeremy Piven stand-up I saw the other day. So let's talk about that draft that John had mentioned when you and I showed him the intro to the draft show. And let's talk about maybe Andrew Berry's crowning achievement. This was an amazing draft for this team. I don't see a single need they had going into the year outside of a new fucking owner that they didn't address.
Yeah.
I got to ask you this. Which pick was more shocking to either of you guys? And James, we haven't really talked the draft since we did the show. We've had a lot of other stuff we've been going over. More shocking, the kid from Toledo in round 2 or Denzel Boston when they got him?
I got to go Denzel Boston because the kid from McNeil Warren from Toledo, they were targeting him. I heard that they were going to try to come up and get him. If it wasn't going to be him, they were going to actually target another safety, or at least, somebody they could convert to a nickel. At that point, give them a little bit more versatility and depth in that secondary. But John, I mentioned it to Mike when we talked about the draft afterwards. He said it was Andrew Berry's crowning achievement. It's just building off of last year. Could this have all been basically did Paul DePodesta stunt the Browns' growth by getting in the way for that many years? Because Berry's now set them up for success, and it was Ken Carman. I know you hate to actually say it, but Ken Carman actually made a great point the other day, is that now you've got 11 high-quality skill position players that are on this franchise that are on first or second year contracts going into 2026.
To answer the question about DePodesta, 1,000% he got in the way. That garbage, it doesn't work in the NFL. It just does not. And I think we're actually finally starting to see, and Berry got the rap for it. He got chastised for it, like really hard, like bad. And I think he was handcuffed. I really do. And it's showing now with what he did last draft and this draft. But as far as, the surprise that I had was basically, picking Little Penny as a wide receiver with your second pick. The little dude from Texas A&M,
Casey Conception.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, he's electric. I just don't know if he has the size to be. Yes, the things he did at Texas A&M, he'll be able to do. Not all of it. It's a different animal in the NFL. It really, really is. Everybody has speed. When Myles Garrett is chasing down running backs from across the field at 6'6", 265, or whatever, how big he is, and defensive end, and it's like, and you got linebackers that run 4.4 40s, 4.3 40s, and you have safeties that want to just hit your head off. I thought the Boston pick was unbelievable, and I thought the kid from Toledo, I thought that was a steal. I was shocked at that. This was a kid who, as a safety is concerned, I thought. I mean, I didn't really watch that much Toledo football, but what I did watch, like this kid, you put him in a scarlet and gray jersey, you might as well call him Caleb Downs. I thought he was that
Agreed.
good. I thought he was that good. Like he's a playmaker and he's a difference maker.
He was second or third in terms of safety rankings on just about every board. With
Behind
all the draft research,
right behind Caleb Downs.
Right.
And so like,
I think there was even one board that I saw that had him ahead of Downs very slightly, like a smaller publication.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was either 2 or 3 and what I think, Mike, the aggregate rankings we had up there on draft night had him listed as the
Yeah.
third best safety, and you got
Yeah,
him in
ours did.
the 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, I think he was that highly rated because he not only can he thump at the line, he can cover, and that was the big thing that the Browns needed.
And he's
Now, I will
big
say
too.
this.
I mean, he's almost receiver size.
He is.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this about the kid from Texas A&M, from Concepcion. In the slot, he's going to be tough to cover.
Yes,
because of the agility and the quickness. The fact that you still have Stonehands Judy on the outside to go with Boston, you're going to try and take Judy away. Boston's going to be there, but then you also have this kid, and then you have Fannin. So that right there, with the way they built it, impressed me more than anything. I will say this: the reconstruction of the offensive line is maybe the most impressive thing I've seen out of this franchise in a long, long time. Anytime you pick a Samoan to play a tackle, you're usually doing something right, first of all.
Yeah.
And
I don't think it's a Joe Thomas, but I think it's really close.
And then also
I
getting
don't
the
think
kid
he'll ever
from
have another Joe
BYU
Thomas.
and the center from Florida, even though both of them need a little bit of molding. It's definitely all three.
But
of
you
those
could put
could
them
end
in
up
now,
making
and they're
the
better
53.
than any of the other linemen we have right now, currently.
Agreed. And but also through free agency, what they rebuilt the line to be is actually one that will get them a way to be more productive on offense. Because John, correct me if I'm wrong, when we discussed this, and I said, God forbid you build around a quarterback. Did this son of a bitch hear me?
I was just about to say that because you guys might not want to hear this. I don't know, but because they didn't have a ton of success. But Barry, to me, is building this offense similarity to Colorado Buffaloes and what Shadur Sanders had in Colorado. He's not looking for 50-yard bombs all day long. He's looking for possession receivers who can get open, who can catch the ball, and give Shadur a window to throw in. And run that's like the offense I think of when I see that. And I understand Colorado did not have a ton of success, and Dion did not have a ton of success there, but I think that takes away from Shadur and now I can't think of the wide receiver DB that they had over
Travis
there.
Hunter.
Yes,
Travis
Hunter. I think Concepcion can kind of fill that gap as far as a Hunter is concerned, as far as a slot receiver. So
He's not he wasn't the fastest guy in the draft, but my God, from all the tape that I watched probably the 2 months before the draft, Mike, I understand that you loved Carnell Tate. We all wanted Carnell Tate at 6. We were thinking, what are going to be the options when they traded back, as we reacted live on the air to another Browns trade, in the first round like that. But I think Concepcion has the best separation qualities of any receiver in this draft. And I think it's not as close as people think.
It's not, because Tate isn't the fastest one it wasn't the fastest one and won't be. Carnell Tate is an elite route runner, and that's how he would get open, is he knew how to run the routes. And Boston's big.
I put Carnell Tate in the same sentence as like Avant from Philadelphia, who played in Michigan, Jason Avant. And because he was a possession guy, got open, always caught the ball for first downs, never dropped the ball, and was and he was in Philly for a long, long time. And I think I see Tate filling that similar of a role, being a second and third down guy, not going to blow the hinges off, not going to beat you deep, not going to catch and get a 30-yard gain off of a catch and run, but just a possession guy who's going to get you chunk yards and get down and prolong drives.
Yeah, and the other thing too is he had an 80% contested catch rate his final year in college. So whenever his catches were contested, he caught the ball 80% of the time. It's an insane number. But the other thing that surprised me about, and just to go away from the Browns for a second in the draft, John, our biggest reaction was Ty Simpson to the Rams.
That was a head shaker That was a head shaker.
Head shaker. That was a Mike and Jim yelled so loud I got yelled at.
Oh my god.
Well, I
Yeah,
yelled, and then you remember, I praised the pick when I actually sat back and simmered on it for 30 seconds.
You did, but I'm talking about the initial reaction. And now
Yeah.
I like it more that they gave Stafford the big contract for one more year. That kid needs to sit.
Yeah, but it's not like Andrew Luck behind Peyton Manning. It's not like what's his face? What's that kid's name behind? Now he's in Pittsburgh, Green Bay.
Rodgers behind
Yeah.
Favre.
Yeah. Well, it's not like that. Like you have a lot more years with Stafford. It's not like we only have we're on borrowed time right now. You know, Manning was on borrowed time. Brett Favre was on borrowed time, you know, when at the time. And then Brett Favre turned into, I don't know what happened there, but gave it like 7 more years. But at the time, they were on borrowed time. They were on the way out, you know. And it's like but Stafford's not on his way out. Like wasn't he MVP?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I think with Stafford more, it's injury history. Was it the year after they won the Super Bowl? Did he miss 95% of the next season?
Right.
And it was a neck injury. So, I mean, now you're got to all right, how many more years is he going to want to play to put himself at risk? I mean, he's got a young family. It's coming down to that. I will say this. The only other pick that surprised me, that just blew my mind, was Carnell Tate at 4 to Tennessee. They had so many holes.
Yeah.
And they took the wide receiver. I mean, don't get me wrong, Carnell, good player. Loved him when he was in Columbus. But even I was shaking my head. I'm like, wait a minute. He's not Jeremiah.
It was the second consecutive pick, Mike, because I think the more surprising one came right before that with Jeremiah Love going to Arizona.
Love. Yeah, but it was Arizona, so nothing surprises me there. They're about as stupid as it gets.
Oh my gosh. What happened there? They are the Jets of the NFC.
I don't think anybody could ever be the Jets, John, but I see where you're going.
Well, I mean, they're about as close as it could be.
You're talking about a team that drafted a quarterback, got rid of him as fast as they could, and now just got traded for him again.
I mean, I don't know, but a team like Tennessee, a team like Cleveland, there's a reason why they're picking in the top 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like they have more holes than they can fill, and like you said, you don't fill substantial holes with a specialty player.
No,
that's just
no,
that's.
I mean,
unless they had an amazing offseason with free agents, but I didn't hear anything crazy coming out of Tennessee. I didn't hear anything crazy coming out of there. So,
I mean, the only crazy thing, the only news we really heard out of Tennessee is, Cam Ward showed up 10 to 15 pounds lighter to OTAs this year and basically is built like a brick shit house now.
Yeah, but that's awesome. No. But if they have nobody to block for him,
right,
or
he's
run the ball,
to be built that way in order to survive.
I mean, maybe that's why they got Tate. So he could just run for his life and then throw the ball to Tate. Maybe I don't know, but it's like
it would make sense.
I mean, that's really that. But at that point, it's like, what are you doing, Tennessee? You're cutting off your nose to spite your face just because you want to, think you're giving you are giving the player a weapon, but there's so much more that you need in the foundation.
Oh, absolutely. So, Jim, anything else stand out to you from the draft that just kind of made you shake your head? I mean, we talked about Jeremiah Love over there, but again, they need so much help. It really doesn't matter what the hell they were doing. Obviously, Carnell was a surprise. Simpson to the Rams was a surprise. Anything else that jumped out to you during the process that you just didn't see coming?
Not particularly. I mean, when you look back over everything, Mekhi Lemon slipping to the Eagles at 20.
Oof.
I mean, that's just what they need, coming 2 years removed from a Super Bowl and another another 13, 14 win season is another weapon, in that lineup. Now that we know that AJ Brown's going to be completely expendable here, where's he going to end up?
New England.
Wouldn't surprise me.
He's going to shade Mike Vrabel from Diana Rossini.
That would not surprise me, but at the same time, I don't know I don't know where he's going. That's oof.
Which one did you hit on the soundboard there, James?
Okay, can we not do that right now?
Why not?
You know why?
Insubordinate and churlish.
Oh my god.
It is. It is. I agree with you there. I will say that the only other thing that got me about this draft is really that Jerry Jones made a move and he didn't seem like he was senile when he did it. When they went up and got Caleb Downs, they needed help in the secondary, needed help at safety. They went and got the best safety on the board.
Except when they actually went to make a call to the Browns and only offered an additional fifth.
I didn't say he didn't do everything without being senile. I just said he did one thing without being senile.
I don't know when this chat came through, but it says names sell tickets, not always talent based.
Oh, if that ain't the goddamn truth, I don't know what is.
I know. So maybe Tennessee's just looking to sell some tickets.
It's possible.
I mean, so instead of
Very possible.
instead of going for the safe pick and saying, okay, let's fill this gap we have at guard, like let's get somebody that could electrify, the concession stands. So, morons.
I did that whole monologue at work the other day because somebody pissed me off.
The whole thing?
The whole thing when he does that whole thing.
So
What?
we'll wrap up the draft and we'll actually move. Yeah, Mike, you're going to give me a whole bunch of shit on this. We'll move from Mike calling somebody else morons to a team that actually acted like morons just a couple of nights ago and set an NBA record. And unfortunately, we have to talk about it now, gentlemen. The Spurs and the Thunder are 1-1. The Knicks are 2-0 as they head to Cleveland for Game 3 tomorrow night. That series should have been 1-1 if Kenny Atkinson knew how to call a timeout.
Agreed, 100%. 100%. He calls a timeout and gets James Harden to fuck off the floor. It's 1-1, and I think the Cavs win this thing in 6. No, I think they win it in 7.
I mean,
I know, Jim. I'm adorable.
I don't think it had any. They played prevent the win defense. Well, actually, it was prevent the win offense. They changed their entire scheme for those last 8 minutes. They went from attack to playing passively. I would love to see how many 24-second violations they had in those last 8 minutes. I can think of at least 3 that they had in the last.
I want to say it
minutes.
was 4, but yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, these guys. Well, first off, they couldn't hit anything. They went as cold as they were as hot as they were earlier in the game. That's how cold they went. And so, but what do you do in basketball when you're cold? You drive the lane. You get aggressive. You try and get bunnies. You try and get open shots. And they turned into LeBron James Cavs. And it was whoever has the ball at the top of the key, clears everybody out, and then it's dribble, shoot late in the clock, and you have a bad shot decision.
Stinky
And
late.
yeah, and it was just bad. It was terrible basketball. And so it's not shocking. Who cares what happened on the defensive side and Harden getting exploited for the defensive mind that he is? which is none. But other than that, like offensively, I to score 8 points in the last 8 minutes of the game and overtime.
They were outscored
That
in
was
the
bad.
final 8 minutes and 26 seconds. They were outscored 44-11 if you include overtime.
Yeah. Okay. So in the last 8.5 minutes plus overtime to score 11 points in the NBA.
John, I
went
told
cold.
Mike when we talked the morning after, um, when they were up 23, I was like, okay, I'll have it on the background. I put the game on mutes. I was lying down. I was, dicking around on my Chromebook and everything. I was watching something on YouTube. And then the second I saw it go to 13, when I glanced over, you know, randomly, I'm like, I shut the game off. It's like they're gonna fucking blow this game. And I didn't turn it back on. And sure enough, they blew it. And I let them have it all over social media. And I think the best way I put it is that I'm calling it now gentleman's sweep. And I don't think New York's going to be very gentlemanly about it. This thing may be
I
over. This thing may be over by the middle of next week, Michael. That
I fell
that
asleep when they
breaks
were
their
up 20.
spirit.
I fell asleep when they were up 20 and woke up and went, "What in the actual fuck just happened?" No, Jim, I don't think it's going to break their spirit. I give this team a little bit more credit than that. I will say
There's
this.
one of us.
Well, dude, out of the two of us, which one of us is the optimist and which one of us is Debbie Downer?
There's a difference between Debbie Downer and realist.
Yes, and you said that after the first two games in Detroit too.
Yeah, but the difference is we were waiting on the other shoe to drop with Detroit all year. This team is much like the Miracle on Ice, and I'm not saying they're going to have that kind of redemption story. They don't have the talent to win on talent alone. If I can use the line from Herb Brooks, New York is just too good.
They're the fucking Knicks, and they have
See,
Mike Brown as the head coach. What are you doing?
like Tenacious just said, we can always count on players like Harden and James to be on the floor, which is so true. That is so true. But my thing is, if the Cavs put that game away, and they put that game away handily, they're up 2-0. They're probably most likely going to get swept. And here's my thing. They completely and totally, and this is because, and this is a issue that I've always had with the NBA. They ran out of gas. They hit a wall. They played two previous series, both series to Game 7, against two teams that are both better than the Knicks. Say what you want. It's the truth. It's the truth. I don't care what the seedings were. Both teams that they played against were statistically, on paper, better than the Knicks. The Cavs should win this series hands down. Coming off back-to-back 7-game series has annihilated them. And when the Knicks got physical, the Cavs could not respond. They did not have the energy to respond.
What did somebody say earlier this week? It might have been one of the national guys. You got in this series, you got the team who's played the most playoff games against the team who's played you could actually say that also with our next topic in the NHL. But you got the team who's played the most playoff games against the team who's played the least amount of playoff games.
Yeah. And so that's my whole thing about the NBA is you play an 82 game season, right? You have first round, second round, conference finals, and finals. So you have 4 rounds. If every single series goes 7 games, you're playing a third of your regular season in games. That's insane. And you're doing that in a 6-week span. That's insane.
And you're every other night now that you're into the Final Four.
They have to go back to the 5-game series, I think, for the first 2 series, for the opening round and second round. Conference finals and NBA finals should be 7 games. but I think the first round and second round should be 5-game series. I think 7 games is way too much to put on these guys who just got done playing. And I understand that they do not play in the regular season the way they do in the playoffs. It's completely. I only watch NBA playoffs. I don't watch a lick of NBA until it gets to the playoffs, because that's when the basketball actually shows up. That's when the players actually show up. That's when the games actually mean something. These guys take so many days off during the regular season. It's ridiculous.
Thank you. I was going to say, because with your argument, you were saying they play 82 regular season games. They might play 60 and then make up the other 20 games in the postseason.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is then to put, like I said, if all 4 series goes full 7 games, you're looking at 28 games. You're looking at a third of your NBA regular season over the span of 6 weeks versus a span of 6 months. That to me is a little bit insane. Not saying that they're professional athletes. They're 20, 22, 23-year-old, kids. I say kids loosely, but it's like, but you know what I'm saying? It's like that takes a lot on your body. That's a big toll on your body.
It does. It does. And I will say this. I always thought it was longer than 6 weeks, because I remember
it might be 2 months, but it's usually around 6 to 8 weeks.
And this was 10 years
but
ago.
It's drastically shorter than the regular season.
Exactly. I would say 10 years ago, I was there the first weekend of baseball in April to see the Mets, and it was game 1 against Detroit in the 16 playoff run. So, I mean, and that was April, and they won the title on June 19th.
Mm-hmm.
So it is that time. And you're absolutely right, John. It's a little crazy to have 7 games starting at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say this, Jim. We have seen this franchise, not just this team, be energized by getting home. No matter what's happened in the first couple games of the series, this franchise has gotten home, and they have put on a show in game 3. I'm going to say this to you. These Knicks don't know what to do if someone puts on a show and drops them by 30, which this Cavs team can do. You don't go stone cold at the end of game 1. We're 1-1 going back to Cleveland. And for the first time all postseason, the Knicks have some adversity in front of them, because everybody knew they're going to beat the fuck out of the Hawks. I don't care if they were down 2-1. You drop them by 30 in game 3. Mike Brown doesn't know what to do. We've learned that when he was the coach of the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
You drop him by 30 and show them that they have weaknesses. He can't coach his way out of a wet paper bag.
You better win game 3 by 30, because if you lose game 3, you're done.
Yeah.
If you win game 3 in a nail biter, I think the Knicks are hosting the Eastern Conference Trophy back in Madison Square Garden in game 5, because the Cavs at that point will have basically shot everything that they have to be able to squeak out 1 win at this point, and they're just going to be completely and totally out of gas. And we've all seen what the Knicks can do in a closeout game, first 2 rounds. I don't care who it was against. You beat your opponents by an average of 37 points in 2 closeout games, including one of them on the road. Actually, both of them on the road. What do you think they're going to do in front of a home crowd when they get a chance to do it and go to the finals?
And this isn't just a must-win game 3. This is a must-win game 3 and 4. This is a package deal.
Yeah,
they have to.
They've got to go back to New York Tide.
Yes,
they have to go back to New York Tide, and they have to be able to get back for game 6.
Yep.
Yeah, they have to get back for game 6. And here's the thing: if they win 2, 3, and 4 in Cleveland, yes, the Garden is going to be an insane asylum in game 5. But you're guaranteed to come home.
Mm-hmm.
You've already won 2 game 7s on the road, or 1 on the road, 1 at home. And the game 71 on the road is at the 1 seed.
Yeah. And an annihilation.
Yeah. So if it gets to game 7, even at the most famous arena in the world, watch Vegas. The Cavs will be the favorite. For that very reason.
They'll be the favorite because they have the best player on the floor playing in the game.
Oh,
and Donovan Mitchell. So I mean, and at that point, it comes down to who is the best player. And at that point, you have to, just feed Donovan the ball. Let him do in every game in the rest of the series what he did in the first 5 minutes of the first game of drive and dish. He was averaging like 6 assists per game in the playoffs this year. He had 5 assists on the first like 6 possessions.
Yeah, he was a man possessed.
He was absolutely cooking. And if I remember correctly, I was listening to it on the radio because I was in my car at the time for the first couple of minutes of the game. The Cavs missed like for their first 6 shots. I was like, I'm listening to it going, oh my gosh, they're going to get blown out. But then they'd come back on the defensive side and they'd stop them. And next thing I know, we're 3 minutes into the game and it's only like a 5-4 game. I'm like, okay, Cavs have a chance here. And they were shooting cold at that point. And I was like, oh, they have a chance here. And then they went up 22. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But go ahead.
Get some home cooking. Some home
exactly.
cooking. I think it'll be a different series.
Yep. I agree.
But we go from the best player on the floor in the East to the best player in the league out in the West. And does anybody think this series isn't going to go 7 between the Thunder and the Spurs? That's the first half of the question. The second question is, can we already say whoever's going to win that series is going to be hosting a Larry O'Brien trophy?
No. And I'll tell you why no. First of all, it should be 2-0 San Antonio. They've had game 2 was taken from them. Some of those calls watching that in game 2 was absolutely atrocious. I mean, and again, I don't take shots at referees, especially not with my friend who is one down here, all that much. Usually it's on the football field. This was one of the worst refereed series in OKC that I've ever seen in my basketball watching life. They were making calls. Isaiah Hartenstein actually pulled a wrestling move on Stefan Castle, basically, and he called the foul on him. There was a foul called, John, I'm not even kidding you. The player from San Antonio got knocked over on a screen, and they called a foul on the guy from San Antonio.
Oh, geez. See, I also thought in that whole 22 point deficit, I thought that New York was getting away with a lot of aggressive play. Not saying, and it is playoffs, but I thought there was some hand checking that I'm like, they are absolutely controlling the dribbler. And it had nothing to do with bias or I'm a Cavs fan, whatever, anything like that. I was like, wow, like they are full on hand checking. And I was very surprised that they let a lot of that stuff go. But of course, I do understand it is playoff basketball, and they know what they're talking about. They know what they're watching, and they know what they're doing. But at the same time, I was very surprised by that.
Yeah, Richard Jefferson had a great line in game 2 of the Cavs next. Donovan actually had a block. They called a foul. Richard Jefferson goes, that is as clean as my bald ass head.
So some storylines in the West as it's 1-1. The Spurs got De'Aaron Fox and Harper both back for game 3 tonight. However, they trail with about 8 minutes to go in the third by 10 to the Thunder. The Thunder were also a playoff underdog at the start of tonight's game for the first time in 34 postseason games. Jalen Williams was out for Oklahoma City tonight, but also Wemby and Chet Holmgren were named to the NBA's all-defensive team today. And again, the SGA MVP back-to-back winning award just a couple of nights ago. So you got a lot of hardware and a lot of announcements going on in this series. And if Oklahoma City holds on and wins there in San Antonio, I have a much better time thinking that San Antonio's got the chance of falling down 2-1, bouncing back and winning game 4 than I would if the Cavs win a close one in game 3 of bouncing back and winning game 4 to tie that one up to go back to New York. For me personally, I think the 2 best players in the NBA are in this series. And it's going to be for me. I think it's really a shame that we have this in the West Finals as opposed to like in the NBA Finals. How good of a series would that be? Because I think there's one
be a great series
league right now that has a legitimate shot of taking down Oklahoma City, and they're playing them right now.
Yeah, but at the same time, we lived that for how many years with New England, Buffalo, and Kansas City all being in the AFC, and and then having to play each other in the playoffs, and then have to go to the Super Bowl to play whoever. So I don't think I just think it's a geographical thing, not necessarily a talent thing. And as far as I'm concerned, I think the best player is on the Spurs, even though SGA has won the MVP last 2 years. Just because you win an MVP, just because you win a Heisman, doesn't necessarily make you the best player in the league. I think it makes you the best player on the best team. But I don't think it necessarily makes you the best player. And I think Wemby is. I'm not going to say well, I could say he's head and shoulders above him, but I mean, but it's like, but I think there's just something about Wemby as lanky and as lerpy as he looks, and it's like watching Gumby out there running around on the floor. The man is good. The man is good. He's like Michael Jordan in Space Jam. He just reaches his arm out from one end of the court and just slams at home.
I mean, a 7-footer who can drain a three, who can take off from just inside the foul line for a dunk, and then we all saw it in the last series. Throws a pretty damn good elbow.
to put his athletic prowess in like a box that like Jim would completely and totally understand. It's like watching The Big Show. You have this freak of nature in size with athletic ability, agility. It's like, oh my gosh, watching this man, it's like he is on a different planet. It's like, where was he? He was created in a lab. There's no way this man is human. Like, this is insane. Like watching him play basketball. It's awesome. It's awesome to see, but it's whew. I think both either the Spurs or the Thunder, I think, take the finals. But that's my opinion. But
I would say you're right. I think one of those two teams is going to win it. I think it'll be a more competitive series, no matter who comes out of the East, and people are going to think it's going to be. But I think the trophy's going to stay in the Western Conference. The question I have though is, if he's Gumby, does that make De'Aaron Fox pokey, or are we picking somebody else? Don't look at me like that. You knew I was going to say that shit. Don't look at me like that.
You know what happens when you make a really corny joke like that, Michael?
What's that?
You know what happens?
What happens?
You know what happens?
Do I get hit with a hot bag of nickels?
You just made the list.
I get the Chris Jericho. You know what? I will say this, just being done with the NBA after this, because I know Jim wants to get to hockey pretty quickly.
No, I really don't. Trust me.
Oh, you're still pissed about that. Yeah, I get it. Fuck Montreal. I will say this. All Wemby has to do is
dad
take
jokes
over this series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wemby has to do is decide to take over this series. That's all he's got to do.
Yeah.
What answer do you have? You can't put SGA on him because he can't cover him. Chet Holmgren, as proved in game 1 and 2, is ineffectual against Wemby. All Wemby's got to do is decide, you know what, I want a ring. And it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. James, it's a safe place if you need to speak on the NHL now. I'm listening.
Okay, in soccer news.
Carolina
the new season of Ted Lasso
out game 1 of the East after 11 days off. Vegas stunts Colorado in game 1. Colorado's up in game 2 of that series. Yeah, I don't care. On back to the NBA. And there's your NHL conference finals whip around. Or one of the worst officiated game 7s I've ever seen, where Montreal kicks in a puck and it counts, and then a quick goal waved off when the puck was never covered. that cost Buffalo, and yeah, I'll sound like a homer here. The Sabres should be playing in game 2 tomorrow night against Carolina. I'm just glad that Carolina finally lost the game in the playoffs now. But with the 4 of these teams, the fact that the entire country of Canada, I would love to see them get a cup. I just hate the fact that they have to put it on the backs of a Montreal team that, yeah, they got their one against Carolina now because Carolina hasn't played in nearly 2 weeks. But yeah,
I'll be right back.
could I give a shit about any of the 4 teams left in this tournament? Absolutely not.
Well, I don't blame you there. I mean, Jack Eichel plays on one of them, so obviously we know we're not going to talk about them. Jim, I will say this about the NHL, about the 8-game win streak that Carolina was on. I was shocked they dropped game 1 to Montreal. I think they're such a far better team than Montreal is. We talked about it. I thought Buffalo would give them a series.
And not even the fact that they dropped game 1, it's how bad they dropped game 1.
Oh, they got their doors blown off. I mean, you know what? The other thing too is, and going back to the Western Conference, Colorado. We talked about this. They have such pressure on them because of the President's Trophy stigma, because of the fact that no one thinks that anybody should be giving them a series in the Western Conference. Vegas is the kind of team that a lot of those guys were on that cup winner. They've been there since Vegas has been around, so they know how to win in the playoffs. It's not something that Colorado's going to have any kind of control over with the added pressure. John, we were just saying in the Colorado-Vegas series, no team that's won the President's Trophy in the NHL has won the cup since, was it Chicago?
In 2013, the Chicago Blackhawks.
In 2013. So your number 1 overall seed has not won a cup in 13 years. Colorado goes out and gets beaten game 1 by a Vegas team that's core is still pretty much intact from a cup win a couple years ago.
And you also add in the Mitch Marner situation where for all the big blockbuster trades and everyone was saying, this is going to come back and bite Vegas in the ass. And sure enough, Vegas is now 3 wins away from the Stanley Cup Finals. And oh yeah, Mitch Marner right now, if the playoffs were to end right now, wins the Conn Smythe Trophy, is arguably the most dominant player in the playoffs right now. And Toronto is actually picking number 1 in the draft next month.
I liken the Toronto Maple Leafs to the Arizona Cardinals. Just saying.
I was looking for my Colorado Avalanche jersey. I couldn't find it. I was going to come busting through the curtain.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah. I wore it a couple years ago when they won the cup.
Speaking of jerseys you've worn, I keep getting the TikTok thing about the Rick Vaughn jersey.
Oh my gosh.
I'm this close.
It's right there. I got my Dorn jersey right there.
That's what I mean. All we need is to get him a Serrano one.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That would. Okay, Jobu.
Because they have Serrano jerseys with Jobu on the sleeve.
Yes, please. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, right.
No love for Eddie Harris?
I prefer Shoop.
Oh my gosh, Eddie Harris. Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
I mean, Mike, you're the one that actually
here.
dropped a Punch and Judy hitter on me on the phone
I
the other
did.
day.
What were we talking about?
What were we talking about?
Because, John, all of a sudden I go, I can't believe I walked that Punch and Judy hitter.
Oh, you were playing the show or something.
I was playing the show. Oh my God, I remember that game.
Yep. That was our last game. Well, that was my last game.
It was mine too. I didn't play senior year.
Oh wow. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Thanks, Dom.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, speaking of him.
What a douche nozzle. I mean, it was nice. I'm glad he was comforting you because that was a bullshit way for us to lose. But douche nozzle.
I was going to save this for the blast. I figure since I don't really care about the conference finals right now, we'll add in a little PWHL news. As Michael, the fourth expansion team was announced in San Jose.
No shit.
Yeah.
How many jerseys are there?
That's amazing.
So
Yeah.
there's talk that are we going to get 2 divisions of 6? Or there's talk that they may actually go to 3 divisions of 12. So you'd have a complete Western Conference, a Western division of Seattle, Vancouver, Vegas, and San Jose. You'd actually have an entire um, you'd have like your original 4, and then you'd actually have the other 4 expansion teams from the last couple of years involved with that, making up one division. The only problem I have with that is it reminds me a lot of when the NHL expanded from 6 to 12, and then you put the original 6 in one division and the expansion 6 in the other. And that's where you had like, not to sound bitter or anything, but that's where you had like the Blues going to the finals 3 years in a row and getting swept all 3 times because you're going up against an established guard as an expansion team, because that's just how the way that it shook out.
And let me just address. Sorry, Mike. Let me just address this. It says, "Are we finding out that Sporting Sith is a fair weather fan? How many jerseys are there?" If I would have found the jersey, you would have seen that it was the original Colorado Avalanche jersey, and unfortunately, I just didn't have Patrick Waugh on the back, even though he was my favorite player at the time. So I've been a Colorado Avalanche fan since they became the Colorado Avalanche.
I was going to say, why do I remember you wearing that in high school?
Yep. The original Avalanche red jersey with the blue sleeves with the big A and the Avalanche coming down through the A.
I remember you wearing that in high school.
Yeah, I've had that for 35 years or however long the Avalanche has been in Colorado.
John, there was a part of me that actually, if I could find a way to get it fast enough, I was actually going to show up to our reunion in 2 months with the old blue slash jersey that I wore every single fucking day.
Oh my gosh.
Instead, I think I might have to break out this little number. And you can vomit on screen if you
Do we want to see it with the way you just mentioned it?
You remember that?
The fisherman jersey.
Oh my gosh.
The original.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Dude, I remember you showing up.
The Blues almost have a worse curse in hockey than the Cubs or Red Sox in baseball.
I mean, we've got a cup.
I mean, so do the Red Sox.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and so do the Cubs.
I think. Well, that's got to be the Maple Leafs. I mean, it's 1967. Next year will be 60 years.
He did follow it up with aside from the one time.
But
don't put the Red Sox in. I think I like 5.
No, but they're all No, you're right.
But
I would say the Cubs are a better. But go ahead with your.
We talked about the expansion teams. We very, very cool on them is that 2 of the GMs, one in Detroit and one in I want to say the San Jose GM, are both women taken from the LA Kings organization. One of them, Michael, I brought the name up with you, Menon Rayom, the goaltender who suited up with the Tampa Bay Lightning in the fall of 1993 during the exhibition season, will now be the new general manager of the Detroit franchise. And their Seattle's coach will not return. There's a lot of talk that maybe they could be targeting Jessica Campbell, who announced that her contract was not going to be renewed with the Seattle Kraken. And the Montreal Victoire won the Walter Cup as league champions back on Wednesday night with a 4-0 shutout in Game 4, downing the Ottawa Charge, and it was the Charge's second straight year to the Walter Cup Finals, coming up short both times.
Who did they lose to last year?
Minnesota.
Okay.
How soon before they're making more money than the WNBA?
I mean, they're already at 12 after 3 years. They're already talking I mean, there's already people starting to think, are they going to expand to 14? That's the one concern that I have is, are they trying to grow it too fast?
I guess
I
depends
would
on
like
I
to
de-
know.
guess depends on where they grow. Depends on
Yeah.
what's
Now, I would like to know when we're going to get the name of the Cleveland team in the WNBA.
Probably
Are
next
they
summer.
Are they going back to the Rockers? That would make sense.
No, no.
probably
I
not.
think
So
there's
going
I,
back
I
to the Spiders made sense for the Indians, but they didn't do that.
yeah,
That's true.
what I was reading is that I think even though the trademark is long since gone, I want to say they already announced that they want to establish a new identity, not go back to the original, which is why when the Sun relocate from Connecticut to Houston next season, I don't know if the Comets are going to come back.
Oh, I get you. Okay. Tell you what, we ought to tell Pants he's got to get in on this to draw the logo.
I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if somebody's already started dropping his name.
John, did you see the mural Aaron Seacrest, who's a year behind you two, he graduated with me, did of the Jose Ramirez Tim Anderson fight?
No, I have not seen it.
Oh,
I'm on it. I'm on it.
It's so good. And then
Have you guys seen the fan loaded diagrams for the potential logo of the dog pound?
Didn't they just do that a couple of years ago?
No, this is for the dog pound. This is going to be like the logo for the dog pound. Like it's not going to be the logo on the field. It's not anything it's Browns related, yes, but it's specifically for the dog pound itself. Like the dog pound is getting its own logo, and they had fan submitted logo drawings and I saw 4 of them. They actually had them on ESPN the other night, and they were talking about them on one of the show, maybe not ESPN, one of the sports shows, national sports shows, and they were talking about the 4, and they're a couple of them were pretty cool. But it's just basically a dog head with like a collars and stuff, and like however looking like a dog, whatever, for the dog pound. I thought it was pretty cool.
John, that is pretty cool. I like that.
Here's the mural that Pants painted outside the Easy Out bar out in Lakewood.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson. Like that guy with the limp syncing.
He's the best.
Oh my God, he's hilarious. And he loves Hamilton. He loves Hamilton.
He just did one for the Mets the other day. They just the Sunday when the Cavs beat Detroit. I don't know if you saw Donovan's post game. Donovan, they get done with the thing, he goes, but more importantly, my Mets beat the Yankees today.
Oh my gosh.
Well, his dad works for him still.
Easy Out. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. That's so great.
So Pants then says that, and then he goes, and Jose, who's an icon, took a bigger pay cut than I ever would to stay here. Dude.
That's really cool.
I mean, would we expect any less out of Pantsley?
No, we wouldn't. And, he's a Candy Clemson trained artist over there.
Can't be a weirder logo / image than the mammoth for Utah. That thing is very strange.
We like that one.
The mammoth?
Yeah.
The one hanging on the wall back there. It is.
Hey, speaking
I love that
thing.
I waited 4 months on a waiting list for that.
He's been personally offended by this.
And yet I hated them when they were in Phoenix. They go to Utah, they get a new identity, they go to the playoffs, and now I'm on now I'm jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah. Hey, Tenacious, you should see some of the logos that we've come across in the past year or so.
Bruh.
He says, Rutrow, am I going to get banned?
No.
No.
No, listen, if the oyster catcher,
like I said, these guys are not family friendly, so
banned.
you are all good here. You are all good here.
Yes, you are. So here's the thing: the Southwest is quickly becoming the movie Ice Age, because you got the mammoth out there, and you got the quarterback who looks like Sid the fucking Sloth playing for Arizona now,
or playing basketball
Carson
in the
Beck.
WNBA.
Wow. No. Did you see the shots they're taking at her and Brittany Griner?
Oh, well, I mean,
They asked, what should you name this duo? And the first two people to answer were Anthony Edwards and KD.
oh my god,
And it was bad.
wow.
There was, what was it? The brick in the dick was one of them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Mike, even though it's going to be a little out of taste, I think the joke that I sent you earlier will come up in our next segment at some point.
Wait, I got to go find it.
Who built a giant scale Zamboni? So he says what tipped it for me was the giant scale Zamboni they built.
Oh, the Mammoth actually have a Zamboni that has like tusks on it.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay,
clean,
all
it
right,
doesn't
so-
clean the ice. They just give fans a tour around. They just basically drive fans
Okay.
around on the ice until the actual Zambonis come out.
Okay, so it's not. It's okay. So it's just a marketing ploy.
Yep.
Got it.
Hey, can we do one more quick topic and then jump to something else?
Sure.
I sent this to Jim tonight, and this is what I want to ask you on the air. John, do you see the NCAA's discussing implementing an age-based eligibility model where they're
Well-
only going to give these kids 5 years to
Mike,
play?
hold that thought for one moment. Let's actually this is actually part of what I have planned.
Oh,
Hey, in case you haven't noticed, and judging by the attendance, you haven't.
that warms my heart to hear you again.
Oh, fly
The
ball
roast, Jim.
caught.
Take over, Monty. I'm in the bag.
Hey, nobody's listening anyway.
You can't say goddamn on the air. Just do that.
Today, just
So,
thank you so much for hopping in, man. I appreciate you.
So yeah, it comes down. It came down today. They're talking about doing a 5-year eligibility. So these guys can't be playing their 7th and 8th year. I lost Stetson Bennett.
So they're going back to how it used to be. That's what it used to be. It used to be you had 5 years to play 4. You were allowed to redshirt 1, and it used to be you could only play within 5 years of graduating high school. You had 5 years to complete 4 years of eligibility, unless you had an exemption for like a medical redshirt or something along those lines. But there were certain parameters. You couldn't have played in X amount of games. You couldn't have you couldn't have completed an X amount of snaps. There were stipulations to it as well. But that's the whole thing about that. It's like, yeah, 5 years to complete 4 years of eligibility. I think that's great.
I agree. You got guys making careers out of playing college football and basketball, for that matter.
Like Shaq.
No, Shaq played his years, got drafted, and decided to be a full-time student for the rest of his goddamn life. That's a different animal.
No, because remember what actually Cooper, told us that, Shaq didn't get rich in the pros. Shaq got paid in college.
You're thinking of the
Baseball,
plot to
buddy.
Blue Chips.
Blue chips.
Basketball.
Basketball.
Jesus.
Yeah. Wow.
That
The best part of that movie for me, and there were so many of them, was Al Michaels looking like a pervert with those cheerleaders and then falling asleep during month 7, and Bob Costas waking him up, go, "No, Daddy, don't touch me there."
Yeah, those guys are something else.
So, Jim, what stadium news are we speaking of?
We've actually seen that the Bears have said that they have exhausted all other stadium opportunities, and now they within Chicago. And I thought that they were playing in Soldier Field a lot longer than just 1970. We think of that because of how old the stadium itself is, but they're actually looking now. They're really, really focused either on Arlington Heights or crossing the border and going into Indiana?
Let me say this. If you cross the border and going into Indiana, it's probably a bigger bitch move than Art Modell going to Baltimore. Probably. You want to go outside of the city limits. I get that. Look, I mean, the Browns just did. I feel they should be downtown, but that's just me. They're going out to Brook Park. They're going to get a Super Bowl out of it, apparently. Because what was it? Miami Hard Rock's not allowed, is not doing it anymore, apparently, from what
Right.
Jim, you were telling me a few weeks ago. So
And I think going to the west side actually benefits more because since it's not right there on the lakefront, it's going to prolong that stadium. You're not going to have to. I mean, that's why you've had so
Mhm.
many renovation projects because of exactly where it is right there on the lake, because the elements are crippling it.
Yep.
It's slowly tearing that stadium down. Going out to Brook Park, bringing the stadium a little bit more inland is the right way to do it. I've always been a
I agree.
proponent of and one of the other stadium news that we're going to talk about here in a second of your baseball and basketball / hockey, your multi-purpose arenas, those can be downtown. Your football stadiums need to be out in the suburbs, unless you're in a major market like a Dallas, a Chicago, an LA, a Miami, and even Miami's in Miami Gardens, where you can get away with something like that. New Orleans, Atlanta.
And just to give people a visual of this, so here I am. I'm in Cleveland, next by the stadium, and then here I am in Brook Park next to the stadium. That's literally the move. Like it's not like they're moving across the entire city. They're literally moving across the street from the airport, which is 25 minutes, if that, from downtown Cleveland. It's not like Santa Clara, where San Francisco is, 45 minutes from downtown San Francisco, in smack dab in the middle of suburbia. But
Yeah, and you have, not for nothing, from where I grew up, there's only one New York team, and that's the Buffalo Bills. The Jets and Giants play in New Jersey.
yeah,
Speaking
you're
of
right. You're
which,
right.
the other piece of stadium news in the NFL, the Bills are actually preparing to implode Highmark Stadium
Oh,
this week
Oh, wow.
because the other stadium is now officially ready and will be hosting Sunday Night Football in week 2 against Detroit. So the new Highmark Stadium is done.
good.
And I do have to say I have a little bit of family connection to Soldier Field. My grandfather, who officiated in the NFL for 25 years, was actually the official who handed Walter Payton the football when he broke Jim Brown's record. And I actually officiated on that field in 2018 for an HBCU Classic game that was actually hosted and played at Soldier Field. So there's a lot of like family history there. So that it was really cool to see that whole thing. So, but as
That's
far as
awesome.
but as far as that's concerned, honestly, it's a stone's. The Indiana state line is a stone's throw from the stadium. It's like if they can save it's a business move. And I don't equate this with the Art Modell move. I don't equate this at all. Art Modell held the city hostage, and then when the city said, "Okay, we'll do this," he still said no. The city eventually agreed to his terms, and he still said, "Oh, no, I'm good." So I think Art Modell was a scam artist and just completely scammed the Cleveland fan base out of that franchise for the few years that they were gone. This is a little bit different. They need something, like you said, 1970. That's a long time. That's a long time, especially with the updates. Like look at SoFi Field out in LA. You look at the field, the stadium in Vegas. You look at what Cleveland's doing. You look at all these stadiums that are going up now. And it's like, and Chicago is in another situation where they won't host a Super Bowl because of the open stadium. So this is another thing you can kind of put them on the list for. Eventually, you're going to have domes all over the place, and you're going to have every team at some point is going to be able to host a Super Bowl.
Right. I mean, that's where we saw Indianapolis get a Super Bowl. We saw Minnesota get a Super Bowl. It's fucking cold there. We saw New York get a Super Bowl because they wanted to put it in bad weather, but the fact that it was replacing the legendary Meadowlands. You're gonna get one in Cleveland. How many have we had in University of Phoenix? They're going back to SoFi again this year. You had one in Santa Clara already. Miami made their renovations, shrunk the size. Now they're not going to see one for a little bit. How many have we had in Atlanta? How many have we had in New Orleans? That's where you do. That's where you do it. If you're going to put it in open air, it better be in really, really good weather conditions, especially that time of year where rain is not nearly as likely because we remember the one that was in New York and how bad of a game was it because of how sloppy the field was.
It didn't do anything that night, though. It was cold, but it wasn't bad. That game was that bad because Seattle beat the fuck out of Denver.
The one I
game you're
remember was
thinking
down in
of
Miami with Peyton Manning.
Was the Peyton Manning when they beat Chicago? That game
in
was
Miami.
That was the downpour game.
That was a swamp, and that was like a rain to the entire game.
That was the Rex Grossman game. That was part of a little trivia there. That year, both the national championship game and the Super Bowl started off with an opening kickoff return for a touchdown in the same building.
And both teams lost.
They did. Because that's the year Ted Ginn took it back against Florida. And then Devin Hester opened the game, taking it back against the Colts.
Wow.
And both teams lost and convincingly too. I mean, naturally, Florida pasted Ohio State.
Well,
I mean,
Devin Hester didn't blow out his Achilles celebrating though either.
No, Roy Hall from Brush broke Ted Ginn's ankle.
Yeah, they were celebrating, and yeah, he landed on it, and it was. But yeah,
stupid.
And Troy Smith putting on 35 pounds of in and out didn't help either.
No.
And the other piece of stadium news, very quickly, the Athletics announced today that plans for opening their new stadium on the Strip are currently progressing and is scheduled to open within the first 2 weeks of the 2028 season. I think I'm already hearing reports that they could actually start like on the road to begin the 2028 season. And I mean, Mike, you have to figure they're in a very advantageous position because where they are, they could work on that stadium year round.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're going to do. If you remember, and it's going back a lot of years now, but in 2009, when they opened Citi Field, the new Yankee Stadium, the Mets and Yankees both start on the road because neither stadium was fully 100% done yet because we had a bad winter, 08 and 09. So yeah, no, I get it. That's not a bad thing. I'm surprised. I'm glad to hear they got it figured out because that team is going to be so damn good in 2 years.
I mean, they're a game and a half in first place right now. They've won 3 in a row. They're playing the Padres right now. What a great weekend series that one's shaping up to be. You've got
agreed.
You've got the Guardians, who are the hottest team in baseball, against the Phillies, who are the second hottest team in baseball this weekend. And the Guardians just ran their winning streak to 6 straight with a 1-0 win tonight. Michael, I actually told you earlier, JC Blue Note number of the week, or at this point, stat of the week. Since being called up on April 28th, the Cleveland Guardians lead the major leagues in walks and runs.
Oh, since Bazana came up, that's right.
And Bazana still is hitting close to 300. I think he went like 0 for 3 last night, but he hit a tank 2 nights ago.
Yeah, it's things like this that when you tell me that teams are dead in the water, James, I don't listen to you.
One Cleveland team surging, the other one is about to run out of gas.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and if you keep giving him the kiss of death, we'll be celebrating a championship for the second time in 10 years.
This guy is dead.
Cross
him off then. What? Are some of these guys furniture movers? We could do that whole scene.
I could still watch that
fear.
movie. I could watch that movie with the sound off and repeat every line from every character.
Yep.
I have 3 movies like that. I have that one. I have Blazing Saddles, which I even sing the Rock Ridge song. Oh my gosh. The whole it's a sickness. But the third one, believe it or not, is no, you guys believe this. It's Spaceballs. I can do the whole thing. I'm so jacked for next year.
Yeah.
So let's get to the final topic of the blast
before we have to pull the mood down a little bit.
You know what? Let's pull the mood down a little bit and then do that, because I think he would want it that way. Racing in its second biggest weekend of the year lost an icon as Kyle Busch passed away yesterday. There's a video going around of him and Mario Andretti earlier in the week, and he looks fine. Something went way sideways.
Yeah.
The winningest driver in NASCAR history across all circuits. Last weekend, he won the truck race going away.
Yep. And he was supposed to race at the Coca-Cola 600. People forget. This is my favorite weekend of the whole year, because what's Sunday? No, not what we're going to roast me about. It just happens to fall there. It's the greatest spectacle in motorsports, the Indianapolis 500. And he'd want it this way. Let's throw the joke out there. Mike, I actually sent you a joke earlier that Caitlin Clark is going to be the grand marshal of the Indy 500 on Sunday. And a lot of people were saying, why shouldn't it have been Angel Reese just because there's bricks?
Yes.
But there's the famous thing that's happened now for about the last 20 years is a driver doing what they like to call the double. And that's actually trying to run all 500 miles of the Indy 500, then literally hop on a helicopter and head down to Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600 and run all 600 miles of that race in the same day.
Oh, it's a Pepsi 400s at Daytona. I thought it was Daytona and Indy in the same day, but no, you're right.
Yeah. So Kyle Busch was supposed to run. He's never really run Indy, but I mean, we've seen, Tony Stewart's tried it. Ricky Stenhouse has tried it. JJ Yaley's tried it. JJ Allmendigger's tried it in recent years.
I mean, Juan Pablo Montoya came from Indy.
Yeah.
And then went to NASCAR.
Right. And he was a much better road course racer because of how good he was on the Indy circuit. Exactly. And I hated him for it. But the idea of being able to do, both of those races at once, but Busch was supposed to run, he was supposed to be down there for qualifying today for the race on Sunday night, and had been battling some sort of unforeseen illness where he was like a couple of weeks ago, literally after he was heard on the radio saying when he was done, he needed a shot. Because of some illness he was dealing with, and just accelerated quickly. There's still, we'll probably find out in the coming weeks what exactly it was. He was
that's crazy.
He was, whether you were a NASCAR fan or not, everybody knew Kyle Busch. And unfortunately, a lot of the times it was for the wrong reasons, just because of how great of a guy he was with the media and with his fans, and off the track. It was his extracurricular activities on the track, and immediately after the race, once he was done with that race, whether it was completed or he was taken out of the race, which is why everybody knows of Kyle Busch, even though he is a former two-time champion. I don't remember if he won Daytona, but again, more wins than anybody in the NASCAR circuit history between the Truck Series, their They're I can't even remember what they call it now. But they're secondary tier and then the top tier of the NASCAR Cup.
The NXT, I think.
Yeah.
Something like, or not, maybe not NXT, NX something or something like that.
It used to be Nextel.
Yeah.
It had like 27 different names in like the
Or
last 5 years.
Infinity, the Infinity series, I think.
Yep.
I think that's it.
The Piston Cup.
The
Oh,
Piston
wrong with it.
Cup. The Hudson Hornet.
Ciao.
Good jigga. Good jigga.
Did not know that was Michael Douglas.
Oh, I did not know that either.
But Bush is survived by his wife and 2 children. Of course, his brother, Kurt Busch, a former Daytona 500 winner, former Cup champion himself. This one's going to put a huge damper on the entire weekend because also there's a Formula One race on Saturday as well.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, right?
I'm sorry, on Sunday. So you've got all 3 major all 3 major international racing circuits all having races on Sunday.
Jesus. And like I'm gonna miss seeing that yellow M&Ms running around. That was his staple. Like kind of like Denny Hamlin in the FedEx.
Yep.
It's like it's the same thing. It's like, but like I think what's gonna really, really take a lot of the attention is the sheer medical anomaly of this whole situation. Of like, this is a man who was relatively healthy, or for what we know was relatively healthy. I thought he was sick. I thought maybe it was a different racer that was sick. I think, but then I saw a picture today. There was a picture circulating, and it was Dale Earnhardt Jr. like standing at the pearly gates, and Kyle Busch is standing at the bottom of the steps, and Dale Earnhardt has his hand out, and the other racer on the other side is Greg Biffle. And I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, guys, pull at my heartstrings a little bit more. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
I was just going to bring that up because this is now the second major NASCAR star that they've lost in the last 6 months with, even though Greg Biffle had retired, or he was working a very, very,
very, very light
part-time schedule like Kyle Busch has run in the last few years. 2 and 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but Kyle Busch was always known for like running you into the wall.
Yeah.
And then not apologizing. And then going to the media, going to the podium and saying, yeah, I did it. So what? Like he literally put the whole rubbing his racing like to put the rubber on the road, so to speak. He actually really truly did that. Like, and he was, I mean, I always liked Kurt Busch more than Kyle Busch.
I did too.
But that was just my personal preference. Denny Hamlin has always been my favorite. And of course, people are going to say, oh, you're such a fair weather guy. Because it's like, no, Denny Hamlin's been my favorite for 25 years.
Yeah.
He's always been my favorite. It just so happens that he's actually getting better as his career gets longer. And I don't know how he's doing it, but whatever. But Kyle Busch was one of those guys that's like, but he is like the winningest NASCAR driver in history. Like, and think of the names that are up there, and it's like, man, and to put Kyle Busch in that same, and he wasn't even done. What was he, 41 years old?
Right.
41. Yeah. He wasn't even close to done yet. And it's just so sad, but it's like, wow. It's just, it really puts things in perspective.
And as great of a winner as he was, again, it kind of comes back to him trading paint and the legendary rivalries he had with Martin Truex Jr.
Oh my gosh.
With Ricky Stenhouse for a little while. And most notably, Joey Logano.
Yes. Oh. I think Joey Logano emulated a lot of his younger career off of Kyle Busch. If you look about it, they mirrored each other very, very in a lot of similar ways. So I think Joey Logano tried to like almost be like a Kyle Busch, and then when he realized like I'm not going to be a Kyle Busch, he kind of straightened himself out a little bit and kind of went more toward. Now he's a lot more calmer and cooler. But Kyle Busch has always stayed on the edge, kind of thing.
Because Logano's coming down to the end of his career as well. I mean,
Yep.
he's I want to say he's also in his late 30s, maybe even early 40s. So now you're actually starting to see naturally the changing of the guard. It's I put on a NASCAR race a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't recognize half the guys that were there. I mean, I tuned out for a couple of years. But
Yeah.
like, I didn't even see any of the drivers that really outside of like guys like Allmendinger.
Yeah.
I watched one of their minor league races on CW a few weeks ago, and it's like I saw like Travis Quapple's kid racing in this. It's like,
Yeah.
how old are we getting?
And what's crazy is I'll see the car. I'll see the car and the number drive around. I'm watching like practice, or I'm watching the qualifyings. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then, oh, that's Kevin Harvick. Oh, wait, no, it's not Kevin Harvick. It's like, wait, who is that guy?
Yep.
So it's like all these, like they're the same cars, are the same numbers, are the same colors, are the same everything, same sponsors, and all this, but it's a different driver. And I'm like, that's not right. No, you got to change it all. If it's not going to be Kevin Harvick, it's got to be somebody else.
It's
like,
still weird. Exactly. It's still seeing that 24 out there with the same font, even though it's not a Rainbow Warrior car anymore. It's like,
and the 48 as well.
Exactly. It's
like,
like
so weird.
Yeah. And whoever, I mean, they're already talking that they're going to run somebody in the 17 here through the rest of the season, certainly to be able to pick up points and ownership points and sponsorships and everything. But it's going to you know what it's going to remind me of? It's going to remind me of when Harvick stepped into the 3 for the first time after Dale passed.
Yeah.
It's gonna look right, but it's gonna feel all wrong, at least at first.
That was 25 years ago.
Yeah, and I honestly think it depends on who they put in that car. Like, I think that's the thing. It's like, and to also counteract that, like, look at what Austin Dillon has done with the 3. Like, he's okay now. Austin Dillon is the 3. It's like, and he's come out and he's shown that, oh, he deserves it. He's here. It's not a flash in the pan guy. He's actually here to stay, and he's going to have a prolonged career. So who is going to take over that yellow M&M? And that's going to be, that's a tough one.
I read somewhere they're hoping his kid someday decides to drive.
I've been reading that, things like that as well. I gotta feel, even if they could find a driver for this weekend,
I don't think this weekend. I don't think it's going to happen this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly not going to postpone, the Coca-Cola.
No. I don't think so either. But they're not going to fill that car this weekend.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if they take a couple weeks off and they don't do anything with that car until like midsummer, like maybe Talladega or something, like a bigger super speedway or something along
like a
those
Darlington
lines.
Or a Texas, something like that.
Yeah, something like
maybe
that.
Run it back out for the night race at Bristol.
Yeah, but I don't see anything happening in the next couple weeks with that. But I think but here's the thing: they really need to take their time, and they need to put somebody in that seat that is worthy of that car.
Even if you bring somebody up from the second tier, just to be able to get it some laps and get the exposure and everything, and I'm sorry, trial by fire sometimes is the best way. I mean, that's actually how these drivers get their experience. That's where Chase Elliott got as dominant as he was. He ran and won. He won tons of races down in the minor, and then came up and dominated NASCAR for a few years.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be shocked if someone like a Truex stepped in and said, "You know what? We may have had our differences, but it's like he was a racer. We're professionals." And it's like, so I wouldn't be shocked at all if someone said, "Oh my gosh, Martin Truex is going to drive the yellow 18."
That's a great idea, John. Hear me out on this. what about like putting in some of maybe his I'm gonna this analogy is gonna hit me a lot better than it might hit you guys because I'm a much bigger IndyCar fan. Um, remember when Dan Weldon died, and then they had guys like they had his friends, like they had
Yep.
Tony Kanaan, Dario Franchitti,
Yep.
Elio Castroneves drove his car.
And that put some of those guys on the map.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
if you
they were already established. I mean,
but what I'm
certainly
saying,
Elio was
they were
and
established, yes,
and
but, like, you
Franchitti.
see but, like, you see those guys, like, Kanaan was still coming up at that point. He was established, but he was still on the up.
Yeah.
He wasn't up yet. He was still on his way up. But he had a name, but still, it's like, you put someone like that who is not quite there yet, but might, and then you give him a recognizable car that in a wrestling term, that might put them over.
Yeah, it's I could see something where maybe they find it. I mean, they could go one of two ways with this, and I think either way works best for them, really. And I think this is kind of what Kyle Busch would have wanted to do is either they're going to put, maybe some of his friends or some rookie drivers in there to be able to get them some exposure or like a tribute. I think that might be the better way to go than actually trying to find a young driver to be able to put in there maybe as a permanent driver before they decide who they want to fill that
Mhm.
car for next season. Um, because at that point, if that driver's not ready, he's going to get jerked all over the track.
And that's what you don't wanna see. You don't wanna see somebody coming into the 18 for the first race back since Kyle's passing and have a wreck on lap, 27, and it's like, "Oh my gosh." Now it's
Right.
like, "What did we just do?" And
I mean,
so
the terrible
tar
analogy is remember Days of Thunder where,
Yep.
Cole Trickle stepped into the car for the first time, and here's Rowdy Burns coming around saying, "I'm gonna pull this rookie's chain." Well, there's gonna be somebody out there that
Oh,
I don't wanna say
absolutely.
gonna be making a name for themselves, but definitely needs the points or,
Yep.
the positioning and everything, and they're not gonna take any they're not gonna hesitate about taking liberties with
Yeah.
that car, knowing that they've got a possibly inexperienced driver behind that,
Yeah.
at that top level.
Yep.
So he's gonna be missed, man.
I know. I know.
Just and even from the shenanigans side too. It was
Mhm.
always, who's he throwing hands with this week?
Right.
Yes.
I mean, it and you're right, 2 and 6 months, Jim, is tough for them to swallow.
I mean,
It's
and especially when you look at the turnover in the series that, Gordon's retired. Johnson runs maybe 2 or 3 races
Mhm.
still, and he's only got another year or 2 of doing that. Clint Boyer's in the broadcast position now. You know
Yeah, Keselowski.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
Truex
Dale
is moving
Jr.'s a
on.
podcaster.
Yeah.
yeah, well, he was never a racer to begin with.
Oh, stop.
No, I'm not gonna stop. He was an imposter.
And yet Hamlin's still around. Logano's still, at a high level. It's, it's definitely the cycle we see it in all sports, but when one of the iconic, you know,
Mhm.
names or faces of that sport, even if it's completely behind a helmet that you can't see them, there's just an identity that goes around, and it's just all race fans, regardless if you're a casual NASCAR fan, if you're a hardcore
Mhm.
NASCAR fan, whether you're going to Indy this weekend where he never raced, it's definitely you're going to see an immense amount of tributes at all
Yep.
3 races because Formula
Yeah.
1 already said that they're actually gonna do something for him prior to Sunday's race. Indianapolis is definitely gonna do something, for him, and, I mean, God knows how long the tribute's gonna end up being or what kind of
Yeah.
pageantry we're gonna see, hopefully, the weather cooperates because I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if Charlotte's race on Sunday night, got pushed back upwards of 30 minutes for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the racing world lost a real good one. Like you were either a fan of his or you weren't. There was no on the fence with him. And I think that's how he raced. Like that's how there was no on the fence with him. You were either a friend of his or you were an enemy. And like that's how he raced. And that's what he was known for. And that I don't know. He was a good one. And he was always he was always there. He was always there.
Yeah.
And it's like if it was the top 10, he was always in it. It's like I mean, like he said, it's more wins than any other driver in NASCAR history. There's a reason for that. That doesn't just come by accident. So
No.
But
well, it's time to lighten the mood a little bit, gentlemen.
Okay.
Because we have something coming up this weekend that is near and dear to all of our hearts, except for the guy in the top right-hand corner, because he hates this time of year, because now we get free reign to call him an old bastard. Me being the youngster. Jeez, wait for that too. And Sunday is the birthday of the director, of the technical genius, and quite frankly, he's jumping off the camera. Look at this shit, this pansy. And quite frankly,
did you just pet me?
Yeah, we're petting you.
Wait.
Oh, grab your umbrella.
I didn't shake
Oh,
it. That hurt.
Well, not all of us grow facial hair like a juvenile, like John said he did that time.
I do.
So,
Damn, we're
what people need to realize is Jim goes no contact on his birthday because the Indy 500 is the way he celebrates every year. My only question being,
and then I've got the AEW pay-per-view literally right after the race ends.
I have
the Barks pay-per-view too later. A&W Barks root beer. No, nothing.
He's been hanging around us way too fucking much.
All right, I should have went with cream soda. My bad. I should have went with cream soda. Should have went with Stewart's. Sorry.
Oh,
IBC, anybody?
You be seeing another year on that dial.
Sometime maybe good, sometime maybe shit.
I was just going for that.
Sometimes maybe shit.
Do we need to just get them all out now? I mean,
Emotional damage.
Oh my gosh.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
oh, I forgot the one that we should have done earlier.
And we're the Cleveland Browns.
Oh my gosh. Punt.
I love that he's now doing basketball.
Is he? Oh, is he really?
Yep.
That dude's
Yes,
good.
he is.
That dude's good.
Yes, he's hilarious. But James, the big 4-8, my friend.
Ooh.
I am the new Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah. Jacob deGrom to me, but go on.
I mean, double my lucky number.
That's very true. I'm not that far behind you. 7 more months and I'm 48.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a good day. It's I'll get up, I'll play some video games, I'll go to the gym, I'll put Indy on, and immediately afterwards, I got the AEW pay-per-view, and MJF will probably regain his title because, as we all know, Mike, Mets fans are better than Yankees fans, and you know it.
You know, he quickly became my favorite wrestler very fast. Full disclosure, MJF's from Long Island. Most Met fans are on Long Island.
I mean, he's worn Islanders jerseys on AEW programming and not trolled the audience afterwards, even when he was a heel.
I mean, he's a true home fan.
I just don't like the fact that he's going to win the title and actually take it off of Darby, but it's going to set up him and Ospreay in London for Ospreay to win the title in August.
You know, I think you told me that you thought that was going to be the long game plan with that.
Because Darby's having such a good run with the title on TV the last few weeks.
I got to start watching it again.
It was you still watched how he won the belt, which was still one of the greatest for a 5-minute match. It was still one of the best story told wrestling, lines in years.
Mm-hmm. The only things that I've seen recently that have made me want to go back into wrestling is some of the stuff on AEW. The fact that Sting is like 107 and he put himself through a table and busted his face out at his advanced age. I know you don't like the promotion anymore, Jim, but that last 5 minutes of that WrestleMania with Roman and Cody Rhodes, when Cena came out and Rock came out and Undertaker came out, that was just pretty fucking sick.
I mean, that was 2 years ago. Cool. Yeah, I mean, this year's WrestleMania, I mean, here was my reaction to it.
Funnily enough, Ferris Bueller was a answer on. We're watching that Pop Culture Jeopardy. It's on Netflix. That Colin Jost hosts. Yeah.
Did you see Joke Swap?
No. Was it bad?
How recently?
This past Saturday.
Oh no. I've seen the Joke Swap before, but not this Saturday.
Shay set Jost up where a barber came out and was going to shave his head, and Jost he was that far from going along with it, and Shay started to get worried that he was.
Oh wow!
Because Scarlett would kick his ass. So Jost was on New Heights.
Oh,
and
God.
Travis asked. So Travis asked him, Colin, how does it feel to be the less famous of your couple? And he goes, it's an amazing. And of course, because not only that, Kylie Kelsey was also a clue on Pop Culture Jeopardy. But Jason's the least famous of the two of them since Kylie's show took off. Obviously, Travis will forever be the least famous of the two of them.
Yeah.
And he's married to fucking Black Widow. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
These three dudes could go out and have a beer and no one would give a shit. If their wives showed up, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're down the whole place.
I mean, Travis would pull. Travis would pull more so than the other two, but
Travis would pull because they tried, because you'd have. See, the thing is
but only because of Taylor, only because of Swift,
yes.
because he's had so much more exposure over the past 2 years, he would only pull because of that. Like, you see Jason Kelsey out in a bar, people aren't lining the streets or on the corner to try and get a glimpse of Jason Kelsey. And same thing with Yost too. Like, that's not going to happen. They could probably get in incognito and get out without nothing. But Travis, it's like, because of his connection to Taylor, it's like, oh my gosh, it's Travis. It's Travis Swift.
Yeah, because that's you're right with Jason. It's like not everyone, all the guys just want to hang around Jason. The girls don't want to hook up with him. The girls and guys want to hook up with Kylie. with Colin, everyone loves Colin because of how funny he is, but everyone's trying to get near or with Scarlett. And Travis and Taylor, it's the same thing. Women love him even more so with his exposure with Taylor, and every person on the planet would actually would cut off a digit to be able to try to hook up with Taylor.
And that's the thing. Like, look at his jersey sales among women after that all happened.
I want to know how long before Patrick Mahomes puts a Swift jersey in Travis's locker when he's not looking. He goes out in the field with the last name on there.
That'd be amazing.
Look at how
those two assholes would try and pull that shit.
That would be
how
amazing.
In retirement, Jason's jerseys sales have actually gone up because of his association with Kylie and how far she's come in the last couple years.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Well,
my thing there is though
the Taylor Swift episode. She had the highest rated podcast on Spotify. She dethroned Joe Rogan. She made her husband and her brother-in-law look like anymore. They never. Well, he's
don't you think this all had this is all in association of Taylor?
Oh, without question.
I think people like her
on the planet.
But here's the thing too. Remember, Kylie started getting a little bit more pull or a little bit more uplift when she did the photo shoot for the Autism Foundation for the Eagles in the same jacket Princess Diana wore years ago. When they put that jacket on her, that's when she started doing this. And of course, Jason and Travis start New Heights and she's on there and popularity takes off.
And then, I mean, we also can kind of be honest is, you know, she started to become more exposed. Really, she's taken off like a rocket ship in the last maybe 4 months because of how involved she was and everything that she was doing with the Torino Olympics and Team USA.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. What else can we bust your ass about, Jim? Are we doing a translator?
I don't have one set up.
Okay. Don't worry about it. Because I know you closed the cold open with "and the Wisey translator" like you're talking about fucking Andy Rooney on 60 Minutes.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Well, no, when he did the read, it's like, have you ever seen Money Talks, the Charlie Sheen, Chris Tucker movie?
Yes.
And he says all this and Andy Rooney, and it's the first thing I thought of when you did the read. I could
do it.
No, dude, you're all right.
All this and more.
Would you shut up and just push the button already?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's the Wisey translator on the Wise Guys Sports Show.
I'm forever unclean.
Oh, there we go. I forgot I didn't actually have it in a sidebar.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Wisey Translator. It is the best segment of the night because it is the last segment of the night. It is that time when James and I give ourselves and our featured guest names inside or outside of the sports world. And the first thing that pops into our sleep-deprived brains is what we give to you here on the internet. And it has given us some classic moments, like when John, James, and I compared Brett Favre to Boss Hogg, which is still one of my favorites. John called Joel Embiid a walking insurance claim, and Jim gave us the now dulcet tones of the Kyrie Irving douche canoe. That was one translator. That was the first translator with John. Wow. That entire thing. That's also the episode where we talked about blowing up the porta potty, and we got the "Hi, I'm Big Rican. Welcome to Jackass." Still one of our best episodes of all time. And since it is our 150th episode, and it did start with one called High School Reunion, which fortunately every time the three of us are together is basically the same thing.
We haven't done a chronicle in almost 5 months.
Did you just go there with the 80s drug commercial with this? I learned it by watching you.
We're the only we're some of the only podcasters that are old enough to remember that.
Oh my gosh, I know.
That's true. So, yes, we did want the best. We did give them this. And I don't know who we learned it by watching, but it makes sense. So, James, because your birthday is coming up, John, I think we should give James 2 in the translator. One from me, one from you.
All right, let's do it.
Let him have fun with it. It is incumbent upon me as the idiot who always leads off this segment to give James the first name in the Wisey translator. And Jim, I'm going to go here. I hope it is one that you will enjoy, but I can't flip the camera. But your first name in tonight's Wisey translator is Cleveland Guardians phenom Travis Bazzana.
This is twice in 3 weeks you have stolen the name that I was going to give you, you rotten motherfucker.
John, he wanted to
hilarious.
give me Framber Valdez a couple weeks ago. And while the freaking fax machine is playing, he's going, "You dirty motherfucker."
That's hilarious.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's like we ended up with the same glasses for some reason, Jim. I don't know why this happens.
I'm not going to make the Australian jokes. He's not lighting the world on fire, but there is something that has clicked with this team really since he's been called up that, I mean, my foot's been in my mouth the first 2 rounds of the playoffs with the Cavaliers. We've still got 4 more months left of the baseball season. Could my foot be in my mouth if they continue to run as hot as they are, and especially with Detroit continuing to lose ground the way that they are as their only legitimate challenger? Because do we really think that the that the White Sox are going to give them a challenge? And for the record, welcome back to Chicago after your 2 years in Azerbaijan and Minskopinsk to the White Sox, being at or above 500 this late in the year for the first time in, since Nixon, it seems.
And it only took them getting the Pope to do it.
Hit your head and crush your face.
And after the kids in the hall break we just took, John, your turn.
Oh, let's see. I'm going to go with somebody in the racing world, but it's not going to be the racing world you think. The name I'm going to give you, little birthday boy, is Golden Tempo.
There's part of me that almost bet the Derby this year for the first time in history. It's something that I want to start doing, but somehow, some way, I'm still getting Bet US circulars for the upcoming baseball season like a month and a half ago when I haven't bet with them in probably 10 years. So do I really want to do that? But then again, why is there also part of me that's getting older and think I'm going to be like Saul from Ocean's 11, basically peeling oranges, sitting at the track?
I saw you before you woke up this morning.
Oh my gosh.
And remember, one of the cons was the Jim Brown. Just saying.
It was. It was. Okay, what would I be more like? Saul at the track? Or when I don't remember the names of the characters on the show. Who was the son on 2.5 Men?
Jake.
Oh, Jake, yeah.
When Charlie took Jake to the track and he hit for like $2,000.
If we're making Ocean's 11, you're definitely Casey Affleck.
Really? Really?
And John Scott Conn.
You're
What?
really giving me Casey Affleck.
I think you'd be hilarious as Casey Affleck. As one of the Mormon twins, you'd be great.
Well, it's a good thing we're at 150 because there will not be a 151.
Oh, shut up. Did you want me to give you a Winston?
I could do Winston.
The paranoid guy who sweats through his clothes?
You forget the anxiety that I have.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm going to throw
First,
one.
you want to be Don Cheadle.
I probably have some Welsh blood in me somewhere.
I'm
Mike?
Clooney, but I'm more like Clooney from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I'm a Dapper Dan man.
Do you know why his dialogue is like that in that movie and he never swears?
Is it his dialect coach that he gives like Yiddish and Gaelic, and you know where I'm going with that?
You know he's originally from Kentucky. He had an uncle who owned a farm in the backwoods of Kentucky. He sent him the entire script. The uncle rewrote the script and didn't swear once, and he listened to it as he went into scenes, and that's why he did it that way.
Wow. Interesting.
I have a lot of stupid shit in my head.
Yeah, well, that we know.
Mike, I'm going to throw one your way here because it was kind of in your backyard a little bit. He gets the Trojan Ends Boner of the Week award for, I guess, like thinking that there was a race in Georgia, but the problem was it was on the highway. And it was the speed demon himself, Eagles linebacker Nolan Smith Jr.
As a college football aficionado, I love the rivalries. I obviously Ohio State, Michigan, I live and breathe that every day of my life. You guys have beaten the shit out of me for the last few years until this year. Well deserved. You have Army Navy, which my father-in-law went to every year. But the greatest rivalry in all of college football is Georgia players and the Georgia State Highway Patrol. I have to ask the question. Does Kirby, like the coaches at Ohio State, teach a class? Jim Tressel taught a football class. Urban Meyer taught a leadership class. Ryan Day is teaching the same one. Does Kirby Smart not teach defensive fucking driving at Georgia? What the hell is going on?
135 and a 70.
Although Tressel's,
so he was on 94.
Although Tressel's class was how to barter with your golden pans.
That's true. And Harbaugh's is how to commit sexual assault.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, gentlemen, did you just do the more you know?
Yes, I did. There's my favorite thing to do over the last 2 weeks. Mike, you have to start watching or at least turn Mrs. Rican onto a channel called Call Me Chris. She does these true crime podcasts and deep dives into like serial killers and cults, and it's hilarious because of like all the profanities and everything she throws out.
Why do you want me to turn the woman who sleeps next to me and I piss off on a daily basis into something that has something to do with murder? What, do you not like me?
Nobody's perfect. She'll leave a trace. We'll know it's her.
6 in one hand, 7 in the other.
Where are you getting DNA for me, John? Look at this.
As I
don't have enough teeth for dental records, for fuck's sake.
As I just gave Mike the 6-7.
6'7".
I'll hurt you. You know, I have Bobby doing this now. I saw this on TikTok. Somebody said, if a kid yells 6'7", does anybody else have the desire to yell 23-19 and tackle him?
23-19.
If you haven't seen Monsters,
oh my
Inc.
gosh, 23-19. Oh my, we got a 23-19. We got a 23-19.
What is that from?
From Monsters.
Okay, so the movie Monsters Inc. When
God, I saw that movie
monster
twice, and not in the last 10 years.
So again, we have small children in Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So there's a scene where Carl Sanderson is the name of the monster. He's giant, furry, got a horn. He's orange and red, like Hulk Hogan color.
Yeah, Mike Wazowski.
He comes back out of one of the kids' closets, and he's got a sock on the back of him.
I'm feeling good
John
today,
Stewart
Harry.
Walker.
Yeah, he's like, because he comes out. He's normally this monster that doesn't do very well.
So he yells 23-19, and like the SWAT team descends upon him. They take the sock, they shave him, hot shower. He is full naked, like naked mole rat ball.
Cone of shame.
Cone on his head. They put the sock underneath a big metal thing, and they explode the sock.
Yes, they put it over
like
top
it was
like
a
one of those
nuclear
domes.
warhead.
Yeah, like a nuclear warhead dome that would catch the explosion.
And
they
they
like turn around and goes
blow
poof.
the sock up. Later on in the show, later on in the movie, he gets hit with it again after Boo is in the factory, and they do it again. There's a third time it's going to happen where he shoves the guy in the friggin' closet and slams the door. So now Bobby, every time someone says that, he yells 23-19, and I'm waiting for the call from school.
That's hilarious.
That he spears a kid because he says 23-19.
That's so funny.
If he's going to spear a kid, you know what he needs to do? Terry Tate office linebacker.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
I love Terry Tate office linebacker. I adore that.
I started doing.
I
started saying 8-9 to my son when he started doing 6-7. I would just say 8-9. He's like, "Come on, Dad."
Oh,
my
what was I
personal
watching?
favorite.
I was watching Smosh play Flip 7 the other day, and they made the worst joke you could ever think of, and why could I not stop laughing at it? It's like, why
that's the way
was
that
6
works.
afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9, and so why was 10 afraid of something? Because 9/11.
It's between 9/11, yeah.
Yeah. It's like just the way that they said it, it's like I shouldn't be laughing at this, but it's like it's the delivery where you almost kind of had to.
Mm-hmm. What, like the back of a Volkswagen?
God.
Get your cock out of my Chrysler.
I heard one the other day. It was one of the dad jokes. And it was, he said, my best friend wanted to keep me safe. So he said he'd throw me in a hole in the ground that was full of water. I don't get mad because he means well.
Nice.
That's the eye roll Jim gave me is the eye roll Stephanie gave me when I
No, because I saw the same joke on Yeah Mad the other day, and it's like I couldn't actually put 2 and 2 together as you were saying it.
Or
I as a fellow dad, I enjoyed it.
Did you know that elephants paint their toenails red so they can hide in cherry trees? You ever seen an elephant in a cherry tree?
They're very good at they're very good at hiding it.
What has 4 legs is furry and will kill you if it falls out of a tree?
A lion?
A pool table.
Mm.
It would. It sure would.
You're an asshole. I love you. I love you.
This is amazing. Last but not least, on a serious note, I want to not only give you a proper birthday shout out, my old friend, and say enjoy your day. Obviously, I will be in touch that day, even though I know you go dark. But I am going to throw it out there because we're going to be off next week. I hit a little bit of a milestone myself as my oldest turns 25 on the 30th. So, Kate, yeah, you think you feel old, Rice? You ain't seen nothing yet. Caitlin will be 25
last week.
Holy shit. Oh, by the way, your brother had a great line on Facebook the other day. All things guaranteed, death, taxes, and DTR throwing an interception.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, I see Frank's in rare form today. So yeah, we got, I mean, May is big for us. I mean, it's Mother's Day, my mother's birthday. My mom just turned 75 last week. Your birthday. I had my parents were married 49 years yesterday. My oldest friend on the planet, him and his wife were married 21 years on Wednesday. Caitlin's birthday is the end of the month. I mean, between May and August, I'm broke.
Yeah.
Well, just Steph's birthday is the 6th, and our 15th wedding anniversary is the 26th.
Oh.
Yeah. Again, broke.
So we will be off next week. Naturally, we're doing the live show tonight. Naturally, with next week being Memorial Day, we're going to recoup a little bit. It's probably going to take me a couple of days to recoup from the birthday. I'm having my root canal on Thursday. So we need a little bit of a break. So we'll be back first week of June. We'll be probably looking at the NBA Finals probably being set by then. We'll almost assuredly have the NHL Stanley Cup Finals set by then. And then Michael will actually be able to finally start talking something that we've neglected on this show for the last month. Baseball.
Or whatever it is the New York Mets are doing. Jim?
Savannah Bananas are doing pretty well.
Do you know a guy who played for the Bananas is playing for the friggin' White Sox?
Explains why they're doing so well. They actually have a baseball player on their team.
Exactly. Now, Jim, I have to ask a question. Why is our next episode on D-Day?
And why did I actually make a magic time machine? So this will be the final episode because apparently I'm too stupid to realize that I put it for 2025.
Going back in time.
Cue up Huey Lewis.
Go back in time.
I was just going to say, all right.
Jim,
I'm going to ask you guys one last question.
Jim, seriously though, happy birthday.
Go ahead, John, and we'll do that.
Happy birthday to you. I know what it's like to turn 48. I've done it once before. And so it's in the rearview mirror for me. And I appreciate you. I thank you for spearheading this whole thing, and you guys bringing me on. And it's been an honor to be a part of this. And I can't wait to see what 48 brings you, buddy.
Well, I know what it will bring me probably here before the 4th of July. Golf with friends, anybody?
Yes, let's do it. Yes.
Or not. Well, that was one of them. But the other one, Super Battle Golf and possibly Twitch streaming.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it for sure. Absolutely.
Mike, you're muted.
Oh, there you go. There he goes.
Am I back?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. John, we're also going to need your help with something later in the year, and stay on for a second afterwards.
You got it.
I want to tell you about it, but I have to ask you guys this one question, then you can cut the episode. It was posed on the line. What movie would you take all humans out of except for one and make the rest Muppets, and why is it The Princess Bride?
Ooh. My question is, who would you keep as the human?
Carrie
Andre
always
the
is
Giant.
Leslie. Sweet. Sweetums would be Fezzik, but I think you keep Billy Crystal as Miracle Max.
No. I think Inigo Montoya needs to stay human.
No, Gonzo.
Did you ever see the famous image of somebody who has the vanity plate, the Princess Bride vanity plate?
As you wish. Inconceivable.
No. YKMF PTD.
You killed my father, prepare to die.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
That is amazing. So we will see you guys for 151 next week. No, there will not be rum involved.
Oh, I'm sure there will be.
Well, all fair. We just haven't decided if we're gonna have
like imitation rum, but
we haven't decided if we're gonna have the imitation or real rum on there. If we're gonna come on the air and be in the Captain Morgan pose.
You can have coconut water and call it rum.
Thanks for spoiling the surprise, Michael.
We haven't decided yet. I said. Damn it.
Oh, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.